Hi everyone, and thanks for being with me. I've got a little bit of a story to tell today around Alan Jones and what's happening in regard to his trial or potential, well, it won't be a potential trial, it'll just be a trial. Here's what the newspapers have to say. Now, the reason why I think this is an important case is that the reality is that for years, Alan Jones has been attacking, insulting, saying denigrating things about anybody with whom he disagreed. And in Australia, there's this thing called the tall poppy syndrome, which can be seen as a good or a bad thing, where Australians are very keen on ripping the daylights out of those people that have got money, wealth, and power. We kind of enjoy it. It's kind of like an Australian sport. But in the case of Alan Jones, it's more than Australian sport because in this particular instance, this is about the damage that is done to, or allegedly done, I should say, to a number of innocent individuals who were simply going about their daily activities, doing the jobs they were supposed to be doing, and were allegedly assaulted by a broadcaster, well-known broadcaster, an influencer, in fact, on the political scene and socially. A man who can say whatever he likes on his radio station, has been doing it for years. But the point is, people have known about Alan Jones's behaviour in the past, but everybody has remained silent until now. And so there's a number of issues that I think that says about our media and politicians as well, in terms of hiding some of the severe facts that we know about individuals and failing to disclose those facts to the public. So I'm going to start with this particular article from the Sydney Morning Herald, just to bring you up to date. Former broadcaster Alan Jones has pleaded not guilty to dozens of indecent assault charges and is looking forward to clearing his name at a jury trial, his lawyer says, as the 83-year-old faced a Sydney court for the first time over the allegations, including eight fresh charges regarding a 10th alleged victim. And I've also said in a previous post in regard to Alan Jones, there will be other people who will come forward, and this probably won't be the last of them either. Jones was already facing 26 charges alleging he fondled. So I won't talk about that because that's inappropriate, I think, to discuss some of those issues. So you can read that for yourself. And eight fresh charges of assault with an act of indecency were laid overnight, bringing Jones' total charges to 34. Yesterday, the man was issued a court attendance notice for an additional 8 counts of assault with an act of indecency relating to a 10th alleged victim, said the New South Wales Police. Also, it says in another article, I am certainly not guilty. This is what he's saying. Of course, he needs to defend himself. So this is his defence. I am certainly not guilty, and I'll be presenting my account to a jury, as you heard this morning. I will not be engaging in a running commentary in the media, but I want you to understand this. I think this is interesting, this running commentary. He's spent his whole life in the media having running commentary about everybody else, all the issues under the sun, all the right-wing crap that he could muster, and he's done that over and over again. And here he is saying, well, I don't need to do that now because I'm in the media, so I'm not going to make any running commentary at a time when perhaps he should be making some commentary about his behaviour, but he's decided not to do that. These allegations are all either baseless or they distort the truth, something in fact that Jones has been very fond of doing over the years. I was given no opportunity by police to answer these allegations. I have never indecently assaulted these people. The law assumes that I'm not guilty, and I am not guilty. That's all I can say at the moment, but I'm emphatic that I will be defending every charge before a jury in due course. So Jones clearly is endeavouring to make his case, but clearly he can't say all that much because the matter's before the court, and he'd be held in contempt if he did, I guess. So, but there is a really interesting story that describes all that happened when he went to court. and the title of it is, for years, Jones has been surrounded by acolytes. In court, he is alone. And I thought that was an appropriate title for this. And I'm going to read you all of this because I think it's nicely done in terms of describing actually what happened when he went to court. They used to call him the Moses of the airwaves. What an insult on Moses. Prime ministers and premiers paid court to him. He had a loyal pick and stick crew that included billionaires, sports stars, celebrities and butlers. But on Wednesday, he's just a name on the mentions list for court 4.5 at the Downing Centre in Sydney, just another one of the 370,000 criminal matters listed in the New South Wales court each year. Jones, Allen, Belford. No friends are present today, only lawyers. No one's there to defend him. This is a really interesting picture to paint, I think. The matter is listed for 9:30 a.m, but Jones keeps the considerable media pack waiting. He arrives finally in a gleaming white BMW SUV, flanked by solicitor Brian Wrench and Chris Murphy. He is impeccably dressed, either for a court appearance or a garden party. He wears woven leather loafers, claret red trousers, a crisp white shirt, must be looking pretty spiffy, paisley pocket square, a yellow tie and a blue foulard pattern and a navy blazer with gold buttons. His Order of Australia pin is on his left lapel. Of course, he is a dedicated Aussie. He's a thrill to have as one of our members of our community. Moses has arrived, but the crowd doesn't part. I love that bit. Moses has arrived, but the crowd... Yep, okay. There's certainly nothing terribly spiritual about Alan Jones. Cameramen and reporters swarm him, and Jones' party can barely move forward. His lawyers try to make their way through the crush. Jones is a man used to crowds, but none like this. He carries a walking cane to assist him, but it is Murphy, the legendary Sydney criminal lawyer, who falls over the scrum. Don't you like... I reckon this is a fabulous image. Like, the legal system is literally falling over itself in order to clear the allegations held against this man, the allegations of sexual assault. Murphy picks himself up and takes his client's hand to lead him forward. Reporters jostle and shout. Their questions are impertinent. How does it feel to be the one under fire, Mr. Jones? Did you misuse your power, Mr. Jones? And did you prey on young men? The 83-year-old doesn't answer. Nor does he respond to the vitriolic heckles that begin to rain on him from members of the public. Shame, Alan, shame, cries one man. Effin' maggot, yells another. Where are your best mates in the media now, yells a third. Just imagine it. Jones proceeds slowly. He seems feeble and uncertain, a great contrast to the thundering broadcast presence he once was. Once inside the courthouse, he passes through the security gate, followed closely by journalists from this masthead. Once through, he turns around and holds his arms out wide so the security guard can pass the metal detector wand over him. That brings him face to face with the Herald's Kate McClymont, the acclaimed journalist who broke the stories that formed the basis of the 34 indecent assault and sexual touching offences he now faces. They hold eye contact for a moment. Inside the courtroom, Judge Michael Allen, the Chief Magistrate of New South Wales, presides. Seated in the courtroom are the detectives of Strike Force Bonifin. Now, I reckon this is... I love this bit, and I don't know if anybody's picked it up. French for happy ending. Now, my interpretation of happy ending can have a very sexual reference, so I'm a bit concerned about the fact they used this particular instance, who have investigated the claim against Jones. 8 more charges have been added at late notice just before the hearing after another alleged victim, the 10th, had come forward. I note that these are very significant media interest in the proceedings, Judge Allen says. The court is rarely, if ever, as full as it is today. He must have been excited by that, I reckon. Further, he remarks, what frequently interests the community is not always in the community interest. He probably has a point. The accused sits patiently and listens as the matter is dealt with quickly. Red stands before the magistrate and says his client will plead not guilty. Jones is happy the matter will be elevated to the district court and that this will be a trial by jury, because the alternative would be a trial by judge, which may have a different outcome. Red also attacks what he describes as untruths. Now, I find this interesting. The lawyer's attacking what he says is untruths published by the media. Now, to be fair, Jones has been doing that for years. So it's almost like it's come full circle back to, I was going to use another word, but back to the man who has built a career on doing the very things that he's now complaining that's being done to him. Red says Jones' November the 18th arrest had been choreographed and scripted. I couldn't imagine Jones doing anything that was choreographed or scripted. The magistrate says the case will proceed to a trial by a jury of 12 and sets the matter down for mention on March 11th, 2025. You needn't get up, Mr. Jones, Allen says to the accused, very thoughtful of him, I thought. Murphy turns to his client and makes a quiet gesture for him to stand anyway, so he does, balancing on his cane, standing up for the judge as the judge is leaving, obviously. Allen says he will agree to a request variation of the accused bail conditions. Jones has asked permission to spend Christmas with his family on the Gold Coast. Who knows what family he's got, but clearly he must have some. I don't know why they want to spend any time with him at all. Outside the court, Jones makes a brief statement. I want you to understand this, he says to the media pat. These allegations are either baseless or they distort the truth. He says he's not been given a chance to answer the allegations before his arrest. I've never indecently assaulted these people. They've obviously all made it up, which people do, of course, because someone like Jones. They've constructed their own version of truth, whereas, perhaps he was just being affectionate. The law assumes that I'm not guilty, and I am not guilty. That's all I can say at the moment, but I'm emphatic that I will be defending every charge before a jury in due course. Jones and his lawyer walk the length of the Downing Street concourse and get into the waiting BMW. The crowd disperse. Elizabeth Street reassembles itself. The disturbance over. I think it's a great bit of writing. I rather enjoyed reading that. So all I can say is let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Subscribe to my channel. Do you want to keep following on this case with regard to just because I do? Because one of the primary concerns for me is that Jones has been known to be this sort of individual for many, many years. And people are sucked up to him because of his power. And it is time that we started to make a stand against the Joneses of this world, and there are plenty of others who wield a degree of power because of the authority they have in terms of the media and their outreach. And we need to, where those people act badly, it needs to be brought to public. It's in public's interest to find out whether the people that are spreading whatever crap they're spreading are people of character, are decent people. And clearly at this point, because of these allegations and because of what we've known about Jones over the years, he isn't necessarily a decent individual. So let me know what you think anyway in the comment section below. And just remember to take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, be safe.